There comes a moment in life when effort quietly stops working. Not loudly, not dramatically, just silently. You've done everything you were told to do. You worked harder. You healed deeper. You meditated, journaled, manifested, prayed, planned. You told yourself, just one more push. And still, nothing moved. That's when the fear creeps in. You start questioning yourself. Why isn't this working? What am I doing wrong? Why does it feel like life is resisting me? Here's the truth no one prepares you for. You are not blocked. You are gripping too tightly. Carl Jung warned us about this exact moment. He said, "What you resist not only persists, but grows." And right now, your effort isn't alignment. It's resistance disguised as discipline. Your words say, "I trust the process," but your nervous system says, "I'm scared to let go." And life doesn't respond to affirmations. It responds to energy. So the harder you chase peace, love, or success, further it seems to run. This is not a sign to do more. This is the moment to stop interfering. Because when the doing ends, the becoming begins. Stay with me. What happens next changes everything. We've been conditioned to believe that chasing is strength. That if something isn't working, the answer is always more effort, more discipline, more hustle, more pressure. But Carl Jung never taught people to chase their dreams. He taught them to question why they were chasing in the first place. Because many desires are not born from inspiration. They are born from wounds. When you chase love obsessively, it's rarely about love. It's about a fear whispering, "Don't abandon me again." When you chase success relentlessly, it's not ambition. It's an old belief saying, "I am only worthy if I achieve." Jung said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate." That means if your chasing is driven by fear, fear becomes the force shaping your future. You don't attract what you want. You attract what you are. And if who you are feels incomplete, desperate, or unworthy, every goal you chase will feel just out of reach. Not because the goal is wrong, but because the identity behind it is fractured. The obsession isn't about the outcome. It's about what you believe that outcome will finally fix inside you. Stop chasing the world. Start facing the part of you that still feels incomplete. That's where the real shift begins. Most people believe life is testing them, that the universe is watching, waiting to see if they're strong enough, patient enough, worthy enough. But Carl Jung revealed something far more confronting. You are not being tested. You are being mirrored. Life doesn't respond to what you say you want. It responds to what you believe, deep down, beneath awareness. You can repeat affirmations all day long. I am enough. I am aligned. I trust the process. But if your body tightens when you imagine the future, your unconscious doesn't believe a word of it, and you cannot deceive the unconscious. That quiet anxiety that rises when things are still, that's not intuition. That's fear surfacing from the depths. Jung said, "Who looks outside dreams. Who looks inside awakens." Stop searching for signs in the world. Start listening to the resistance inside you. Because resistance is information. When doubt appears, don't drown it in motivation or positive thinking. Sit with it. Observe it. Decode it. The unconscious doesn't need to be silenced. It needs to be understood. And when you stop forcing confidence on top of inner conflict, something changes. The inner war ends. Your energy softens, and life begins to respond differently. Not because you tried harder, but because you finally listened. Detachment is one of the most misunderstood ideas in psychology and spirituality. People hear the word and think it means not caring, losing desire, or emotionally shutting down. But that's not detachment. That's avoidance. True detachment is not the absence of desire. It's the absence of dependency. You can't fake it. You can't say, "I've let go," while checking your phone every few minutes. You can't claim peace while secretly waiting for proof. The unconscious always knows the truth. Detachment is the quiet inner shift where you say, "Even if this never happens, I am still whole." Carl Jung understood this deeply. He knew that when a person depends on an outcome to feel complete, their psyche stays in a state of tension and fear blocks flow. The paradox is this: life moves toward those who no longer need it to. When you stop clinging, you stop resisting. When you stop resisting, energy begins to move naturally. Detachment doesn't push life away, it invites it. Because now your inner signal is no longer, "I need this to be okay." It becomes, "I am okay, whether it comes or not." And from that state of wholeness, things begin to align. Not because you forced them, but because you stopped blocking them. After you finally let go, something unsettling happens. Nothing. No signs, no messages, no sudden breakthroughs. Just silence. This is the part no one warns you about. The space after effort ends, but before life responds. Carl Jung called this space the creative void. It's the moment when your old identity has dissolved, but the new one hasn't formed yet. And to the ego, this feels unbearable. The ego panics here. It whispers, "This isn't working." It urges you to chase again, to interfere, to regain control. But Jung understood that what looks like stagnation is actually reorganization. He said, "In all chaos there is a cosmos, in all disorder, a secret order." The void is not punishment. It is purification. It strips away urgency, attachment, and false control. It forces you to sit with yourself without distraction, without validation, without outcomes. Most people fail here. They run back to old patterns because stillness feels like death. But if you can remain present in the void, not fixing, not forcing, not panicking, something profound begins to shift. Life isn't asking what you want anymore. It's asking who you are without it. And when you can stay grounded in that emptiness, alignment quietly begins. Every desire you feel carries a message, not a command, not a punishment, not a test. A message. You don't want money just to have it. You want safety. You don't want love just to be loved. You want to feel seen, accepted, and enough. You don't want success for applause. You want to believe you're capable and worthy. Most people miss this. They mistake yearning for a goal as a call to action. They obsess. They check messages, replay conversations, overanalyze delays, search for signs. All of it looks like manifestation, but it's not. Carl Jung taught individuation, the process of becoming whole, not perfect. Wholeness doesn't come from obsessing over what's missing. It comes from integrating what you've disowned, your fear, your shame, your anger, your longing, your shadow. When you finally hold all of yourself, your energy shifts. You stop needing life to prove your worth. You stop forcing outcomes. You attract what you've made peace with. This is the difference between desperate chasing and true magnetism. When you integrate your shadow, your vibration aligns with reality. You stop asking, and the universe begins to respond. You stop forcing, and things naturally fall into place. There is a constant war inside you. One side demands control. The other seeks peace. The ego wants certainty. It wants to know how, when, and if everything will happen. It checks messages, refreshes inboxes, calculates timing, measures validation. It panics in stillness. It labels fear as intuition. It feeds on urgency. The soul, however, moves differently. It trusts. It whispers in silence, "I've already survived worse. Flow with me." It doesn't need proof. It doesn't force outcomes. It waits for alignment. Carl Jung understood this tension. He saw that life is shaped not by effort alone, but by the balance between ego and soul. When your ego dominates, desperation fuels manifestation. When your soul leads, peace becomes your compass, and alignment follows effortlessly. The shift begins when you pause in the middle of panic. When you ask yourself, is this coming from my ego or my essence? If it's pressure, urgency, or fear, it's ego. If it's surrender, ease, and trust, it's soul. Follow the soul, not the ego. Because only from presence, calm, and alignment can your true reality emerge. You cannot manifest a better life by only loving the parts of yourself that are easy to love. You cannot call in abundance while rejecting the parts that scare you, frustrate you, or make you feel ashamed. Carl Jung called this the shadow. Not evil, not darkness in a Hollywood sense, but the hidden, repressed self, the parts you buried to survive, the fear you silenced, the rage you swallowed, the unworthiness you disguised as ambition. Most manifestation teachings focus on scripting, affirmations, or visualizations. But Jung taught something deeper. True manifestation comes from integration. Every time you obsess over love, it's often not about love. It's about filling a wound. Every time you chase money, it's not ambition. It's about security, control, or proving worth. If your desires are rooted in shadow, the life you attract will reflect the unresolved self. It may arrive in forms that frustrate, trigger, or disappear. Shadow work is the key. It asks you to stop blaming the world and start looking inward. It asks you to witness the parts of yourself you've been avoiding. When you integrate your shadow, your energy shifts. You no longer manifest from fear. You magnetize from wholeness. And that is how the universe aligns with you naturally. Here's the hardest truth to accept. The only thing standing between you and the life you want is you. Not your past, not your trauma, not the universe. You. Carl Jung said, "The most terrifying thing is to accept oneself completely." And he was right. Real self-acceptance requires confronting the parts of yourself you've spent years avoiding. Guilt, shame, regret, fear, and the belief that you're not enough. Instead of looking inward, most people chase outward. They seek validation in love, career, success, or recognition. They manifest not from alignment, but from desperation to escape themselves. Here's the brutal truth. Anything you chase to avoid yourself will become the thing that avoids you. Your conscious desires say, "I want more," but your unconscious whispers, "I'm not ready." And that creates a contradiction. your energy pushing away what your mind says it wants. To stop blocking your destiny, you don't need to do more. You need to become the version of yourself that already feels worthy. The version that doesn't chase. The version that trusts. The version that says, I am enough. Stop blaming the world. Stop suffering for approval. Stop chasing outcomes. The moment you evolve your self-concept, everything starts to shift naturally. Here's the deepest truth Carl Jung ever revealed. You are not manifesting. You are remembering. All this time, you thought you were building a new life, attracting a dream partner, wealth, or success. You visualized, scripted, shadow-worked, affirmed, and hustled, thinking something external would complete you. But the reality is simpler, yet more profound. The version of you that has everything you desire already exists within you. It is your original blueprint, whole, aligned, and complete. Somewhere along the way, the world convinced you that you had to chase, prove, or earn your way back to yourself. You forgot your wholeness. You forgot your divinity. You forgot that alignment doesn't need force. It needs recognition. When you stop grasping, hustling, and striving from fear, you reconnect to the frequency you were born with. This is surrender, not giving up, but returning. Not begging, but allowing. Not chasing, but becoming. When you remember who you truly are, the universe doesn't just respond, it mirrors your wholeness. The peace, love, and success you sought externally were always a reflection of the self you neglected internally. You are not late. You are not broken. You are not behind. You are simply remembering. And in that remembering, everything falls into place.